What's going on, everyone? Austin John Plays here, and today I'm going to be showing you how to do macros on 8-bit controllers. That way you can press one button and you get shiny Pokemon in Legends EA. Okay, full disclosure, I have been a big fan of 8-bit controllers for many years. We have never had communication up until about a month ago. My V1 controller has been my workhorse. I ended up using this more than I used my Switch 1 Pro controller, this red and white one here, because I really love the turbo button assign on these back paddles and being able to quickly put them in. It's also cheaper than a Switch 2 Pro controller. And then I bought the Ultimate V2, which uses different software, and I've been using that, and you can program macros on this. 8-bit reached out and they are sponsoring this video. So thank you, 8-bit for helping me pay my mortgage on a video that I wanted to make anyways. I do like how they have the peel tabs on the back. I don't need a knife or anything. Go ahead and unbox this bad boy. Inside of here, we have the actual controller itself. We have a little seal on the 4 buttons. Hang on, peel sound. We also have a dock for the controller. Nice white. It includes some thumbsticks that are completely optional and I'm going to not be using. Documentation and a matching USB-C cable. And the very first thing that you should do is update your firmware. Underneath your dock, inside of here, is the thing that says you don't have to take the adapter out. We're gonna take the adapter out and we're gonna update the firmware on the adapter and the controller. Downloading the 8-bit software from their website. Yes, I also have their keyboard and I plug that in. You're gonna go ahead and plug your controller into your computer. And on the back, you're gonna make sure it's not in Bluetooth mode. It's on 2.4 gigahertz mode. Then and only then will it show up in the software. See, just like that. We hit update and update. Perfect. You'll see this little blue bar letting you know that it's actually updating right now, and we were on 1.0.4, but now we're on 2.0. They released their firmware update, I think the day after the Switch 2 went on sale, so they were on top of it. After the controller is done updating, now we're gonna go ahead and update the dongle. Plugging in the dongle, I'm gonna hit home, and I'm gonna choose update again, and now I can select the dongle and update. With both the controller and the receiver both updated, we're good to unplug it and pair it to our Nintendo Switch. So in the bottom, we just go ahead and plug the dongle back in, and here's the cover, and unplug it. On the back, 2.4 gigahertz is when we're connecting to our PC, and Bluetooth is when we're connecting to the Nintendo Switch. We go to controllers, pair new controller, press and hold the long button at the top while the controller is on. It's gonna search, and there we go. You can take that dongle out and plug it into your computer or your car if it supports controllers. Mine does. So now that we're plugged in and paired, our controller is functioning normally. It seems like a good time to actually talk about the controller itself. It has plus, minus, and home button, just like on the regular Nintendo Switch. You have the screenshot button, and then over here is the turbo assign button. This is the profile assign button. At the back, we have L3 and R3, which is called PL and PR. These two switches here to change your shoulder button, a long squishy throw, to being a tight instant click. So for a game that you just need to hit the button one time, like a shooter or Pokemon, because you're just throwing the ball, just click that down and boom, you're good, instead of having to compress it fully. You're also having L4 and R4s. So this controller has the turbo button, these 2 additional buttons, and these 2 additional buttons. 8-bit also sells this, the Pro 3. I don't like the Pro 3, and I told them I'm not making a video on the Pro 3. I like the Ultimate 2. The Pro 3, you have this one button at the bottom left that works as your screenshot button or your turbo assign button, and I'm not a fan of removing one function from a controller for another. That's the reason I like the 8-bit Ultimate 2. I've already reached out to their tech support team and recommended that they allow you to assign any button you want to be the turbo assign, like the way it was on the V1 software with my favorite controller. Until that feature comes out, I would stay away from the Pro 3 if you like screenshots. The Ultimate 2 solves all that. And it's the same price, so might as well. And the controller's more comfortable. I also don't like the extended tall thumbsticks, but that's just me. We're back here in game. Oh, I have been throwing repeat balls this entire time. Cool. Now let's talk about programming the actual macros themselves, which ranges from very, very easy to you need to tinker quite a bit. So anytime that you want to make an update to the controller, you have to switch it from Bluetooth to 2.4 gigahertz and plug it in. So I'm gonna switch it away. I'm gonna plug the controller in, and it shows up in our PC. And now we're gonna make a new profile. I've already made a bunch of them here. Let's just delete this for now. And we're gonna call this PLZA macros. And we are going to assign that to profile 2. Let's go ahead and take a look at this. You can come in here and fine tune the color of the actual thumbstick areas, which is like this light blue right now, and now it's a red color. You could also adjust the vibration, the trigger sensitivity. I have mine set for 30% compress, and it's going to activate because I don't need it to be more than that. The sticks, I can choose my actual dead zone. So if I want it to be like a little dead before it gets to full extension range, you could do that. Or if you don't want to move your thumb all the way in a direction, you can make it so if you move it past the 50% point, that's going to be a full sprint. And now let's get to macros. So I'm going to click back down here, and we're going to take a look at these back buttons. I really only assigned 4 of these buttons to be macros. The L3, R3, R4, and L4. I did those backwards, but you know what they are. So I'm gonna choose L3, and I've already made a bunch of these, but let's go over a fresh example. Create new macro. I'm gonna call it run 3500. At the top, you have your choice if you want it to run one time, a set amount of times, or indefinitely until you hit the button again. That's what we're gonna choose. I'm gonna hit start. The kind of pain in the butt part is that you have to think about the action that you want to do it on the controller, and then see if it works in game, and then fine tune it in the software. I've reached out to them about this issue, and their engineering team says as though this is the way they think it is best. So if I wanted to do a despawn and respawn method, like seeing a Pokemon, running away, running toward it, I'm going to hit down, I'm gonna hit B, I'm gonna let go of B, I'm gonna let go of down, I'm gonna hold up, I'm gonna hit B, I'm gonna let go of B, let go of up, hit stop. My times were completely off because I was explaining what I was doing, but we can come in here and just adjust it. The time in between me choosing a direction and hitting the sprint button, I want to be almost instant, so 50 milliseconds. And the time for me to release the B button, 50 milliseconds. Now the amount of time between me releasing B and me releasing the left stick, I'm going to make this 3,500 milliseconds, or 3.5 seconds. And then the time after I'm done walking to the bottom, I'm gonna wait 100 milliseconds. I'm gonna press the up direction. 50 milliseconds later, we press B. 50 milliseconds later, we let go of B. And then this is when we release the left stick's direction, which should match this number here, 3,500. That's it. That's all you gotta do. Hit save. Now find the profile you just made, run 3,500, and we're going to assign it. You're going to see that it shows up here as macro 1 now assigned. We're going to leave the profiles page. We're going to hit home. I don't know if you have to do that. I'm a little stitious. Unplug it, put it back to Bluetooth mode. And the nice part, even though you have to unplug it and plug it back in and it's a pain, it does automatically pick up on the Switch. So big fan of that. Now on the controller itself, make sure to choose the right profile, which is going to be profile 2. If you don't have an active profile, it'll just be skipped in the order. So mine is right now no profile, profile 2, no profile, profile 2. And now that we have the profile up, we have the macro loaded, we just press the button. We run down for 3.5 seconds, we run up for 3.5 seconds. I am noticing that we're spending a little bit of time at the front, so I want to dial that in just a second. Back to macros, and back to the back to this one. Let's take a look at it. For whatever reason, we're running up slightly more than we're running down. I'm gonna change the interval between the time that the macros go off by 50 milliseconds from 30. And I am going to increase the amount of time that we run down by 50 milliseconds. Save. Back, unplug it, back to the Switch. So to make sure I got my times right, I'm just gonna stand on this top stair and then run it. And if I did it properly, I'm gonna land on that top stair and not past it. Okay, I think we nailed it. See, anytime that you're ever so slightly off in the commands that you give it, that issue is then going to be compounded over time. And it looks like we're good, but we would only really know after doing this for, you know, an extensive amount of time. And this type of macro is very useful for any Pokemon that you want to despawn and respawn. Here in Jean's Sector 3, right by Wild Zone 8, I'm gonna fly to Restaurant Le Wow, go up the stairs just opposite of the restaurant, up this here scaffolding, and once we get to the top, over there you're going to be seeing my favorite Dratini hunt, who is currently a Dragonair. Thank you so much. If we just face our character's view straight out in front of us and then hit that macro button, we're now running down for 3.5 seconds, we're hitting that railing, and we're running up. I really like this one because of this crystal here. I'm also going to very lightly adjust the right camera. That way we're more aligned up and down. But this crystal here is going to make sure that we're fixated on fitting back into that pocket every single time. So you don't need to be absolutely perfect with your direction. If I pan this camera down, you're also going to see that the Dratini is despawning and respawning. It's now an Alpha Dratini. It's working perfectly. After enough time, that Dratini will be shiny, or an Alpha, or a Dragonair, or a combination of those three things. Let's talk about benching. Benching is the easiest thing to do. You can either set up a macro, or you don't even have to do a macro. You could just use the baked-in turbo functionality. Just choose whichever button you want to do turbo, which is A, and then the star button is turbo assigned. So hold down A and press that, and you'll see that that's blinking. It's now turboing. And if you wanted to, just assign the turbo, get a rubber band, hold down, put something on the button A, and now you're benching. Simple as that. But because you have macros, you can actually do a benching that's a little bit more complex. And let's do that. And by a complex benching, I mean like the Wild Zone 20 benching. So you did your alpha stuff and now you have 6 of them there. I recently cleaned mine out, so I can't be doing it. Right here at this bench, in order to get them both to show up, you need to do a bench and then walk over to the stream and then walk back. So to program this macro, I'm going to make it sure that it is repeated 50 milliseconds, and we're going to start. We need to think about the actions that we're doing. So we're spawning into the world. We're going to walk up, start sprinting, go, let's say 2 seconds forward, turn around, hit the sprint button again, and then we're going to press A on the bench like at least 4 times. That should be good. We spawn into the world, up sprint, let go, down sprint, A, and you know what, I'll do a third just to be safe. Now without adjusting anything, with just seeing the numbers as they are, let's hit save. Let's make sure that we assign it to our top right button, hit profiles, home, and test her out. Now there is a chance that if your muscle memory is good enough from doing this enough times that you're just gonna nail it your first go. Let's see. We run forward, we run back. We did not run forward and back the same amount of time. That's a very easy adjustment. I'm going to reduce the time from which I start walking to I start sprinting to 50 milliseconds, and I've released the sprint button after 50 milliseconds, and I sprint forward for 2 seconds. And then after that 2 seconds is done, we release up. 50 milliseconds later, we hit down. 50 milliseconds later, we start sprinting. We release sprint, and this time it needs to match this time. So this, we're gonna run down 2000 milliseconds. I'm actually gonna make this a little bit longer because you can't go wrong. After we're done sprinting, I'm also gonna cut down this time. Yeah, that should be good. The rest of the A buttons just feel natural. We may need to adjust those later, but let's go ahead and save this. Address one problem at a time. In science, that's called a controlled experiment. So we're back in the game, we're in front of the bench, we hit the button. Flawless. What a nice bench. You want to hang out till morning? Yes? Perfect. Perfect. No matter what A presses or B presses happen right now, it doesn't matter because the player is looking forward and those buttons don't do anything. We got the Flareon to spawn in, we're at the bench, kill some time, hang out till nightfall? Yes. Second time in a row, perfect. From here, I'm pretty confident about it. And if you really wanted to dial in the time, you can time your battle zone activation for morning or night, find the longer of the two, and then just make your interval between when you want to repeat the macro, that exact amount of time. You should definitely round up and give a little leeway room for forgiveness, because spawning in Pokemon time of day, the side missions that you have going on, but that's it. That's how you program the macro, and it's just gonna go, okay? You go to sleep, you wake up, the chance of you getting knocked out in that short amount of time, to be honest, I don't dial it in, I just let it run like this. And we're back. I got a phone call from my health insurance company because it's open enrollment. I mean, this entire time, while I was, you know, having to do adult stuff, which 10 out of 10 recommend, don't become an adult, ever. If you're watching this and you're not an adult, don't become an adult. This entire time, it's just been actively sitting on that bench and rolling and doing that, and then my other Switch was just benching this entire time. Take a look at my benching that we were doing on our other Switch. I wasn't doing this one that long. I mean, I think the only thing I need from here is Heracross. Oh, there we go. That's definitely a shiny Heracross. Hi, guy. Oh, and you're an alpha. Did not even realize that. Great. That's gonna make catching you easier, right? Oh, you do not have a great catch rate. Bonk. Go back to sleep. Bonk. I think that Scyther is shiny too. Yeah, that's definitely shiny Scyther. Great, we got it. Let's turn around. Yep, there you go. Thanks, guy. GG. Some of the more difficult ones take 10, maybe 15 minutes to set up, and yeah, that does suck. Absolutely, no one's gonna question that. But the fact that after 10 minutes of setup time, you then have it run indefinitely, overnight, while you're asleep, at a birthday party, when you have to deal with health insurance companies, whatever your circumstances may be. It's just as simple as that. For making it this far into the video, there's going to be a sale for the next 48 hours. So if you look down in the description and the pinned comment is going to be a URL to an Amazon link, and on the Amazon link is going to be a coupon button. Go ahead and click that coupon button and you get 20% off of your 8BitDo Ultimate 2 controller. Next 48 hours only. I mean, I paid full price for mine, so you're getting a better deal than I did. That is until they sent me the ones for this video. You know what I mean. Okay, bye. While we're here, I might as well show you another macro that I had set up in the first recording that got corrupted, so I don't have that to show you. This one in particularly is fast traveling to Wild Zone 8, so just take that as a little bit of a tip. You open the map button, you release the map button, then you choose your direction, how long you're holding that direction. So for me it was 130 milliseconds, and then you allow it time to snap back to the fast travel location. This one I waited half a second, and then I confirmed with A, released A, pressed A again, and I waited 5 seconds for it to repeat that process over again. So I could go ahead and assign that Wild Zone 8 fast travel to my back left button, and we just activate that macro. Okay, I need to fine tune it just a little bit because we're trying to press A too fast on the confirmation. Well, there we go. Guys, hope you found this information helpful. I definitely wanted to approach this video as teaching you how to program the macro as opposed to just implementing other people's macros, because, you know, the 10-15 minutes that you're gonna spend setting this up to save yourself the 8 hours of shiny hunting, knowing how it works and how you can do it definitely is more beneficial. Well, great. Hope you found this information helpful. If you did, do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button down below. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications. Until next time, Austin John out.
Man, they see me shining like I got the charm. Stay strapped, got that jet ball in my palm. Felt from the sky, guess I'm the chosen one. And if you need to know how, check out Austin John. Champion flow, flow, yeah. I got that champion flow, flow.